The year is almost over and your window for cheap Yelp and Angi leads are closing. Costs are rising, the same prospect is sold to multiple providers, and the only way to win is to answer first or cut down your prices. If your current pipeline depends on marketplaces like Yelp, Angi, or Thumbtack, you're on borrowed time. So today I'm gonna give it to you straight about buying leads from marketplaces like Angi, Thumbtack, or Yelp, and share with you a powerful marketing system that's working right now that replaces rented leads with assets that get cheaper every single month. To give more context, this is how marketplaces like Yelp, Thumbtack, and Angi really work. So what they do is they capture demand on their site, then resell that same intent to several vendors all at once. So in simple terms, the leads that you're getting from these platforms, you're sharing them with multiple people in your industry. So the ones who are quickest and have the best timing in reaching out to these leads are gonna win. So in this case, you're not building trust, you're racing against other strangers in your niche. You don't control the data, you can't retarget the visitor, and nothing compounds. So let's do some quick math and a breakdown of a local service company that does HVAC, for example. So in any given month, on average, to get any type of momentum in generating leads with this specific platform, you have to spend anywhere between $2,000 to $2,500. This generates roughly around 80 leads, which is right around $25 each. And remember, these are shared leads, so the quality is always suspect. So the industry standard usually for booking a call is around 8 to 10%, which would give you anywhere between 8 to 10 book calls. With an average ticket of $3,800, from those book calls, you would close on average 2 jobs. So the CAC, or customer acquisition cost, which is a huge metric to follow when it comes to running any type of business, ends up being about $1,000 to $1,250 per job. And that's even before discounts and rush labor. So as you can see, it costs quite a bit to acquire a customer and get them through the doors. Again, when using these platforms, you're attracting leads that are not the highest quality and you're battling with other companies to close these leads. So what if I were to tell you that there's a more cost-effective way to generate more high quality leads through video marketing? And all you need to do is post short form organic videos 3 to 4 times a week on platforms like Instagram and Facebook, as well as run paid ad campaigns on Meta. This would steadily lower CAC because people would know you before they inquire, so the quality of the lead is a lot higher. And this strategy also builds a warm audience you can talk to anytime. So you're building a brand, not just quotes. So a current study done by Crop Inc. said that 90% of US businesses are now using social media as part of their marketing. Also, according to Social Lion, 93% of marketers report positive ROI from video in 2025 alone. So going back to the math here, let's use the same example of this local HVAC company. So before, they're paying $2,500 a month to marketplaces for 2 to 3 jobs, and their CAC was around $1,000. And based off real numbers from a local HVAC company out of Southwest Florida, we see that they're spending a little bit more monthly, but they're getting a lot better results. So when it comes to their Meta ad campaigns, they're paying roughly $40 a day, which equates to $1,200 a month. So they also hire people to run these paid campaigns, as well as come up with creatives, as well as build out their organic presence, which is $2,000 a month. So their total marketing spend is $3,400 a month. So with that specific spend, they're able to bring in the same amount of leads. From those leads, they booked 35 calls. And out of those 35 book calls, they were able to close 35% of them, which equates to 12 jobs. And at the same average ticket price of $3,800, their increased revenue was $45,600. So their CAC, or customer acquisition cost, all in was $283 a job. So after going through these numbers, what was the big differentiator?
We had a problem with the air handler sweating real bad.
Pushes out of the grooves.
These numbers were made possible by using a system I like to call the own content funnel. So what this funnel specifically does is not only lower your CAC, but brings in more qualified prospects into your ecosystem, simply because it does one thing: build trust. And this is a pretty simple framework to follow. You're gonna create a short form video leading to an instant form and leading to a book a call. Let's break it down. So first, you wanna create a short form video. This is specifically going to build attention and trust. So you wanna pick one painful specific scenario. From that, create a multi-step solution and also proof of it working. So showing screenshots or any type of social proof you can share. The ending or call to action is very key because this is your chance to direct the viewer on what they need to do next. So next in the framework is the instant form. This is where you're gonna create frictionless qualification. So in Meta, you typically have 2 paths. One is leading someone off-site to a landing page or or calendar booking page, or you can set up something called an instant form where you can ask 3 to 4 specific questions that will ensure that this prospect fits your customer criteria. And this is huge because when someone passes this part of the funnel, they're more than likely a fit with your product or service. So you want to ask an income-driven question. So how much income they bring in or what their budget is. A contact question, so email, best phone number to reach them at, and then also decision markers. What's their specific timeline on when they want to get started? And lastly for the framework is book a call. So you want to send one tap calendar link with some options, a discovery call, an intro call, or some type of audit session. I found that having a VSL or video sales letter or confirmation page with a video explaining or detailing your process or what to expect when working with you really increases the show up rate. And huge bonus points if you can set up like AI or automation reminders through email or SMS leading up to those appointments. I love using Go High Level or even Calendly to do things like this. And if you want to see a separate video where I go into more detail about our process as far as automations and appointment reminders and things of that nature, comment down below. Would love to make a video on that. So as an overview, you're going to be doing short form video content organically as well as paid ads. On the organic side, you're going to be posting 3 to 4 reels every single week, rotating pains and proofs. And at the end of the day, this is going to build that familiarity and trust with your prospects. On the paid side, I suggest starting small. You can start anywhere between $10 to $50 a day. And what's great about paid ads is not only are you able to run cold traffic campaigns, meaning you can run paid ads to people who don't really know you, but you can also run something called a retargeting campaign. This is basically showing these paid ads to people who already binge watch your content. And that's why it's super important to already establish some consistency with your organic content. So running these paid ad campaigns is not enough to just do one. It's really beneficial to do multiple types of ads and run tests on them. So usually on average, like with my media team, for example, we run anywhere between 3 to 5 ad variations. And this really gives us an idea of what type of content is going to work. So whether you're running cold traffic, that's telling more people about your process and also educating them about your expertise. And then with the retargeting ads, using things like testimonials and client wins really does well. At the end of the day, with paid ads, you want to optimize against book calls, not likes. So yes, marketplaces like Yelp and Angi are fast, but they're also fickle and get pricier over time, especially when you don't get the best of leads. And as I mentioned earlier, 90% of small businesses are using social media video content as part of their marketing strategy, but are they using it at its full capacity? In this video here, I give you the complete breakdown of the specific videos to create to make sure you're attracting the right clients. Give that a watch, and we'll see you next time. Stay praised.